Okay, part 2 is where we try and fly. There we go. Let's see. Oh my goodness, it is very finicky. Trying to taxi here, we are actually off the taxiway already. This is like driving a steerable axle, only much worse. Also, takeoffs with tail draggers are very different, right? When we get some airspeed, the tail will start lifting off like that, and I think we'll have to push forward a little. Oh my goodness, yeah, maybe I should have practiced on tail draggers a bit before this. I'm also looking at the compass there. Quite interesting what's happening in there. The magnetic, the heading is changing. Whoa! What is this? Oh, there's actually a barrier in there. Let's get back here. 1 second. Push back. Might have gone a bit too far in there. I remember you guys told me about this. To what was it? So that the air wouldn't come through to the highway. There you go. Okay, now let's turn there. Even taxiing is a challenge on this plane. Right, let's see if we can turn to the right properly. Easily enough. I have a feeling you don't need to about rotation speed. Yeah, I heard about that. I think it rotates in a matter of seconds from what I've heard, actually. We will see if that works. Alright, so let's read up on this. Takeoff. After takeoff, climb power set. Synchronize as required. Synchronize as required. Oh yeah, because of that humming. Okay. What is the climb power? Refer to POH. What POH? And then we will retract the flaps. Okay. When airspeed is greater than 140, retract flaps. Okay. Well, we're not really at center line, are we? Let's go ahead and taxi properly here. Jet blast barrier, there we are. AKG Moose. That's the professional term for it. Thank you. Goodness, this feels so weird. Are we on center line now? Ish. Yeah, I'll take that. Okay, good. Right, so let's go here. Hold the brakes. One second. Before we do that, let me try and see if I can change the flaps here. And change the trim here. Okay, so I can use my default buttons. I don't have to fiddle around with that pull and push knob there. I can keep. I'm just looking here at the indicator, guys. If it's moving. Okay, good. Alright, let's get it started. Go to 1500 RPM. So there is no RPM lever. This is what? A fixed pitch propeller, maybe. There you go, 1500. Looking good. Alright, full power. Takeoff power is set. 2200. We're not at 2200 RPM though. Push forward a little so that the tail comes off, and then we go. There we are. That's beautiful, actually. Yeah, it takes off in a hurry, huh? Takes off in a hurry. 140 kilometers per hour. Flaps going up. And there you are. Very nice. Okay. Those seats look comfy. Cold drink and TV remote. But that's me, guys. It's my controller powering down. Not bad at all. Now where are we headed? We are eastbound here, okay. Let's try and make a turn. Let's see if there's adverse yaw and stuff like that. Let's pull back on the throttle just a bit. Trying to see if I'm climbing. It's kind of hard to see the altimeter from this angle actually. I think that's my VSI, right? So we're still climbing. Trying to look at my altimeter. It's hidden by it's hidden by the yoke. Oh my goodness. Okay. Hey, Savagad. 1930s bush plane. Yes, exactly. This is an airliner, they said. Very interesting. So there's our turn coordinator. Yeah. What is that though? There's the airport. Let's get it back here. The yoke is not the best, does not have the best visibility. Let's hide that. There we go. Let's hide that. Gives us better visibility on what's happening on our instruments. My goodness, this is lovely. I'll take it. The sounds are not bad anymore. Hey, Andy Swans. This, the 103 and Husky. Good stuff. Oh, yes. Yeah. The aircraft that they do are very nice, right? They're not like high fidelity, as some would say, study level. But they are amazing, fun planes to fly with just enough systems to get you involved. They're not like PMDG with everything modeled in, but more than enough to make you enjoy what's there. Cool stuff. Let's stay at 1,000 kilometers. No, 1 kilometer rather. 1 kilometer altitude. How do you convert that into feet? Maybe around 3,000 feet. Help me out. I use the 3080 Hansi. There should be more info if you want to see my full gear in one of the panels below. One sec guys, it's going to get eerily quiet, okay? Eerily quiet. Sounds weird. Because this has now... We were wishing for it and now we got it. It's now loud enough. There you go. Very nice. Both hands on the yoke. The invisible yoke. Oh, you can see the oil pressure actually. The oil quantity actually changed here. Yeah, this bar went lower. I wonder how it looks in the other ones. Yeah, it looks the same there. Looks the same there. Let's pull back. Cruise power, whatever that is. I have no idea, to be honest. But this looks like a proper height to me. One kilometer. Really feels weird having a strange unit for altitude. Okay, and let's try to set it straight, set it level. Looking at my VSI here. And then here is the heading. Ah, that's the heading. Oh, 1 second. Is there an autopilot heading hold? There's the heading bug. I love the clickety knob. So let's say we want to go 240. We want to go toggle heading hold. Go. Will that follow? I think it is. Hey, there's autopilot. There's no altitude hold, I guess. Not sure. We'll see. Quiet in a plane is panic, exactly. When you lose that hum, then it's time to start panicking. So it's game easy to learn, Savugad. There are assistances. There's a tutorial in the beginning to get you started. And if you enjoy it, then you can you can continue learning different resources outside the sim. It's a good starting point. Now, I'm not sure if it's really going to 240 or if it's just the tendency of the yoke to pull that way. Let's see if it stops at 240. So I did have heading hold here on. Yeah, I don't think so. That might be a different heading hold from what I understand. Yeah, it's just naturally turning left. I'm not sure what that heading hold does. I also like that when you start like fidgeting, when you turn abruptly, you see the heading kind of vibrates. It's not fixed. Old school stuff. Oh my goodness, I like it. Okay. I like that. Anyone need some wind? Let's go and head to the nearest VOR. It does fly very gentle, very level. Well, granted, we have very nice weather right now. Not using live weather. But I do want to try and navigate using VORs if that's a thing. We have a VOR here, 110.05. Let's see if that works. The Tante U, yeah. Aunt U, I think it translates to, right? Is this a very iconic plane? So let's see. 110.05. There you go. You can actually see that here. So where's the VOR? Where will that reflect? I think that might be this one. This might be the VOR, guys. I'm trying to understand what these two are. But yes, if you want to go to that VOR, let's see if something changes. I'm expecting something in the instrument should point to that. And you know what? Let me first try and change the frequency. Yeah, see, it changes. The deviation disappears. There you go. It's alive again. So if we want to go towards that VOR, we can align ourselves so that we know that we're headed straight for it. But I'm not sure how you can do a radial if that's even existing during this time yet. Maybe you can only go direct to a VOR, but you cannot really follow a specific radial towards it. I'm not sure. So here we should be facing right towards the VOR, I think. That's what that's saying. Maybe, if I'm understanding this correctly. 1 second. Let's have a look at Little Nav Map. We'll need a little bit of help. Alright, so here's the VOR I tuned in. Alright. This is Zurich East. Okay, and we are... Where are we? Right there. Yeah, we are facing towards the VOR. So that works. That does work. 120 knots ground speed. Okay. And then if I turn to the right, for example, will it change immediately? It does. Okay, it does. Alright. Okay, so that's pointing towards the VOR there. Is there a radial we can set? If we change this... Oh, that's just the heading bug. Is there a nav, like a course needle? I don't see it. Sliding window above comes in handy when your co-pilot brought the needs for lunch. Yeah, there are windows everywhere. Left, top, and right. So you can really have all the ventilation you need when someone had beans. Pretty cool. But yeah, I think we minimize the use of nav aids. love the look of those clouds there. And instead, we focus on flying visually. So what we can do here, if you guys remember, this is where we kind of ended in the last time we explored this. You remember we came from somewhere in Austria in southeast. We made our way west. We went towards Innsbruck and then eventually landed in Zurich, but we stopped over at Altenrhein. So now we can continue that leg and we can follow the, was it the Rhine here? Yeah, it's the Rhine, River Rhine over here. So we can fly visually from this distance, from this altitude at around 3,000 feet, I would imagine. One sec, let me open my controller again. That's me. There it is. It's beautiful. It flies beautifully. Not bad at all. Very stable. Not too shabby. Can we get a more dramatic shot? I'm liking the sounds now. It was too quiet a while ago, but now not anymore. It really was the idle sound that was very quiet. Oh, that's pretty dramatic looking. With the reflection in there. Oh my goodness. Looks like we're turning a bit to the left though. Yeah, there's like a general left banking tendency. Let's see, checklist. So yes, flaps are 0. You guys think the engine is synchronized? I'm not hearing a humming sound. So maybe it's not that bad. And route climb is 150 kilometers per hour. Okay, we don't really need that. Cruise is engine leaning. Oh, interesting. Lean the mixture depending on desired performance or fuel economy. There it is. Okay. Well, we don't want to actually kill the engine though. How would you lean it? Well, I guess we're pretty low, so we don't really need to lean it that much. There's not that much of a need. So we're very low in terms of altitude. But yeah, you could. But then what would be your measure? You would need to look at the EGT. In terms of EGT, well, is this CHT or EGT? One second. Let's have a look back here. In the run-up, I think. It was a CHT, so that wouldn't react that fast. What we would want is some kind of EGT, exhaust gas temperature, to know how hot the engine is running, the exhaust gases are. That would be a good indication for leaning the mixture. But back in the day here, I'm not sure what they did. What about that one? Anyone know what that is? Lots of different dials here that I don't know what they do. But yeah, it's a nice classic plane that doesn't have all the complexities modeled in. And that can be both a good and bad thing. Because if we had all those complexities in, I would bet that I actually would have maybe destroyed the engine already at this point. Not really taking good care of it and just treating it like a normal plane. So that's quite nice. So you can fly easily enough and just enjoy the scenery. It does handle very well. Let's see if it can handle more abrupt turns. That's what I've done to it for so far. Oh yeah, this is where we noticed that the trees look different. Autumn trees. Only in that area though. Peak RPM back in the day. So you set it at a specific power. You have a specific power setting, and then you lean the mixture until you get to a certain RPM. yes, that makes sense. That makes sense. So you can't really control the RPM specifically. You can only control the throttle. Might be. Only thing is, we don't really know all those details because we don't have any manuals. Maybe there is an external resource for it. Yeah, that's one of the missing things in the Asobo planes. They're not very big on manuals. So you just basically fly them casually. But it's not normal that you tend to do it like when you do PMDG stuff like the DC-6, right? It's not very much like that. So how do you read this? 1 second. Looks like we are less than 1,000 meters, less than 1 kilometer altitude here. So maybe climb a bit. Let's get to that even 1,000 meters. Alright. There it is. And then level off here. Okay, now let me see where we could be. We are facing to the northwest, looks like. Northwest, okay. And then we are seeing this kind of thing here. Okay, I think I know where we are. I think this is the one, right? This looks like it. So we must be here. Headed northwest towards Radolfzell. Yeah, that looks like that one. So we want to follow the Rhine. We basically turn left and look for the small body of water that snakes around and continue on. Right, let's see. Let's look for it. There it is. That should be it. And the graphics is beautiful. As always in this sim. Always breathtaking. Widgeon POH, but that is piston. Inline piston. Not radials. Yeah. Might be different. How do you see where you're going? Yeah, there is no GPS. That is very true. So normally, you would have to navigate via VORs and use your sense of sight. I imagine. Yeah. So yeah, let's try and go to an airport as we trace through the Rhine here. Let's go and see if we can navigate towards an airport. So let's see, if we follow the Rhine here, we would eventually... Okay, this one might be a good test. The... Oh, how do you say? Basel? Basle? I don't know. That's France, I think. Lima Foxtrot. Okay, so that's not how you read it, definitely, because it's French. But yeah, it's along the Rhine. And there's a VOR here, 117.45. So we can tune that in, 117.45 over here. 117. 1 second. This is one advantage of this new interaction. Because of the huge tooltips, it's so easy to adjust the nav frequency. You can hold the button and then move the mouse, and it changes the thing for you. Very handy. Okay, following the Rhine, looking good. How do we check the fuel quantity? Well, we kind of peek at it there. How the heck do you see it from here? I have no idea what that says. My goodness. Good. If we bring back the yoke here, yeah, it's a bit bad. The design isn't the best, is it? The actual altimeter is blocked. Although you kind of see from the hundreds in there, but the thousands altimeter is gone. Hey Jack, yar! I'm not so sure I'm happy with that. If you're the one who put the fuel in, not sure you can trust that. Might need to trust but verify Alex, right? goodness, this kind of preset weather is really the best for sightseeing like this, because if not, let's have a look at live weather just to see. Yeah, that's live weather. There you go. Oh, look at this. It's actually a gap. Maybe it works. It does look a lot gloomier though. But would be nice actually. Yeah, let's fly this way. Let's have a look at let's set the QNH, proper QNH here. What's the nearest airport? I have no idea. There's no DME. Just a VOR, so we don't know how far we are away from the VOR that we tuned in. But I'm guessing we should be somewhere near Zurich, so we can use the weather information there, which is QNH is 1021. Okay, 1021. 1021. It is a very stable plane. 1021. So even without autopilot, it's not bad. It's not going all over the place. There you go. 1021. Set. Salting the battlefield. What is that? No worries, man. Glad you made it. We struggled for an hour to get this thing started. So part 1 of the VOD will be all about cold and dark start and fumbling around. Part 2 is where we actually fly. Part 3 is maybe where we quote-unquote land. Land may be an overstatement. Look at this weather, guys. Oh my goodness. This is lovely. Look at this. Ay, 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 ay. Looks pretty isolated, doesn't it? That's the beauty of live weather. That's why I wanted to switch to it as soon as I could. But yeah, flying visually like this, we can somehow avoid it. Trilogy of Johnny Walker movies on Netflix. Oh, is it good? You guys finish? It's nice. Bonding time. How's your dad doing, by the way, Jack? Hey, Christopher. Glad you made it. Perfect timing. We just recently gone up the air. Just started our takeoff. Nothing dramatic about the takeoff. Felt very good. I saw some reviews, some initial feedback on the forums that the flight dynamics are all off. I don't really experience that here. Maybe if you do some funky things, it does some funky stuff. But if you're very gentle with the controls, especially with these planes, right? No sudden movements, then it feels good. So far, really good. We should try landing though. Yeah, we should try landing. See how that works. So this is a tail dragger, and I don't know how they land. Do we do like a 3-point landing where we're basically... I watched a little bit about tail dragger, flying a tail dragger before. Some basics. And there are some times when you would want to do a 3-point landing, and sometimes that means all 3 landing gears are landing at the same time. So that means that the tail dragger, you would land like that, right? Or normally I think you would land with your main gears first in front, so you're a bit not that the angle of attack is not too high, you're kind of level, more or less. I think in a rough road you would use the 3-point landing because it's more likely that you bump into a rock and you kind of flip over if you're just level like this. So it would be safer to do a 3-point landing. But I think if there's like a runway, you could do like the normal kind of landing. I'm not sure what it's called. Very good films. MI5. Oh, my dad would have loved that. My goodness. Yeah, my dad loves those spy movies. He loves them all. You might know that actually. We should try landing. Exactly. So I think I'm still following the river here. I think this should be the Rhine. And I have the VOR tuned in here, right? Yes, 117.45. So that should be where that thing is pointing. Zilflug. That needle. As long as it's near the center, then that would be where we are headed, more or less. And then we have the Rhine here on our left, so we should be right on where we want to be so far. My only main concern is I can't really read the fuel, one, because it's so far away, and two, the exhaust gases from this darned engine is actually blurring the picture even more. Not the best design back in the day, huh? Not the best design. But I mean, I would imagine during those times, being able to fly something like this, oh my goodness, that is genius. And you know what? You could actually be a passenger for a few moments in here. Here. Oh, there's the bug though. Crap. Oh, that makes me think. Is there like an external camera for it? One second, let's try. Should be showcase and then fixed camera. We do have it. Wing views. Beautiful. Tail. The engine sounds good. Not too shabby, eh? Not too shabby. Very nice stable plane. Good. Staying away from those clouds. Looking good. Let's maybe... What's our altitude right now? 1 kilometer. 1.1 kilometers. It sounds so weird. Say altitude, 1.1 kilometer. Impressive work this. Yeah, amazing stuff by Asobo. Even though there were some bugs, they're all some known bugs, right? They're all pretty good. Oh, 1 second, I see something. I see a needle in there. I saw it move. I'm not sure if I should... There. See? What is that thing pointing to? That needle. Radio compass. Okay. So that might be on the navigator. Why is it moving? Maybe we're too far away and it's turning on and off. Okay, so maybe as we get closer, that will actually become more stable. It won't flicker as much. Level off here. 220 kilometers per hour. Not bad for speed, right? 220 kilometers per hour for a plane that was built in the 1930s, 1940s. Oh my goodness. I'll take that. Good. Alright, there. We're stable. Yes. So far, we don't have flaps, right? We shouldn't have. Yeah, we don't have flaps. Good. Oh, I don't even know the flap speeds here. Let's see if there's any guidance. Where's the river? Does anyone see the river, guys? Might have lost it. Oh, dang it. The river was there. Okay, it's snaking around, I think. I think we're taking a shortcut in here. This is what you called it, Alex, the texture on the plane. Like a roof of a house. Like with the lines. What do you call it again? It's very nice. Corrugated, yes, that's the one, thank you. the liney textures. Isn't that the technical term? Okay. Weather is much better here. Live weather is much better here. We've gone away from the bad weather in Altenrhein. If the flaps fly off, you're going too fast. That's one way of knowing it. Yes. Oh, there it is. VOR's alive, guys. VOR's alive. There. So that's pointing towards the VOR the same way this is pointing, I think. Skin gives strength without a lot of extra weight. When it's corrugated, so this at maybe like with aerodynamics maybe. Man, those clouds look so fluffy. Want to go through them. Might be dangerous though. Okay, let's see if we can just go straight to that VOR, even without the Rhine as a visual guidance, visual aid, and see if we can navigate properly. Look how stable this guy is. I have hands off here, fully trimmed and not budging at all. Lovely. That's not because of my skill, that's just because the plane is stable on its own. Oh my goodness. Hey, gamer tag is right there at the back. Hey, also with the Junkers. A U-52. Nice. By the way, I forgot to tell you guys, yeah, but if you want to fly together, you are more than welcome to join. I am in the Southeast Asia server, somewhere in the vicinity north of Zurich, I imagine. I'm not sure where we are, but yes, the plan is to go to this airport in France, right by the Rhine. It's Lima Foxtrot Sierra Bravo. Lima Foxtrot Sierra Bravo. Don't ask me to pronounce the name of the airport because it's in French, so no chance there. Yeah. What I wanted to experiment on though is this heading hold. Because it's not really following it. So I'm guessing there might be a... Is there like a gyro pilot here? Does this thing have a gyro pilot or something like that? Throttle gas. Fire extinguisher. No, I don't think it has any kind of autopilot system. That's the wobble pump. Alright, let's head westbound here. Stay away from those low clouds, super low clouds actually. Fly to Tempelhof. Natural home of the U-52. Where is that? I'd like to go there. Bring this guy home. Berlin. Oh. We should, yes. So let's land here and then let's head northbound. We probably won't reach Berlin at this speed, but we can at least try as far as we can, right? Because if we go west here, look for the Rhine, head north, we'll eventually get to Frankfurt. And then from Frankfurt, it's northeast towards Berlin. Just a few kilometers away. I don't know how many. 600? 700? Tempelhof ceased operation a few years ago. Oh, was that an airport? .220 kilometers per hour cruising speed, not bad at all. Now this is a fully metric plane, huh? Everything is in metric. The airspeed, the altitude, the pressure, the fuel, all the measurements are in metric. Kind of makes sense actually. It's just not. It's weird for us, at least for me, because it's not something I'm used to. But yeah, it kind of makes sense having everything in metric. First airport for Berlin, opened in 1923. Ah, that does seem perfect for this plane, huh? Yeah, let's go for a bit of insight, actually. That might be a good deal. 1 second, huh? Because as we fly this plane, it would be nice to get some context. Now, I'm not sure how far away we are from the airport, but it seems like it's still pointing towards that way, so let's continue on. Let's hope we have enough fuel for it, because I can't read the fuel tanks. So we'll have to trust that Jack did his job properly. What I wanted to show was this guy. Is it possible for me to show this view? 1 second, huh? Zoom in a bit. If I show that like so, does that work? It does, right? Yeah, I should see it. Okay, good. So let me fly the plane here while you read. That's your in-flight entertainment. Also, pretty old school days. No such thing as TVs. You read a book, you read an article. Let me just try and avoid some clouds here in the meantime. So that's the Local Legends series. This is the first one of the series. One sec, before we do that, let me actually show you what trouble we're getting into. So we're entering some clouds in here. I hope there's no mountain at the end of these clouds. Let's see how this feels, if there's turbulence or whatnot. IMC. Okay, we can see something in front. Not fully IMC. It's an amazing tool, Geek Squad. The best tool you can have for flight sim, let's say. If you're familiar with 4Flight, this is the app that many of the YouTuber pilots use, the real pilots. I would say Little Nav Map is the 4Flight of flight simming. It's that powerful. It's a bit hard to get used to it though, right? Yeah, the learning curve is a bit steep, but yeah, it's worth taking the time to try and learn it. Okay. I don't see any high mountains up ahead. Second, let's navigate away from here. Maybe let's get a bit of altitude, right? That should be easy enough to climb and clear these clouds instead of letting it us get stuck in it. There you go. That was easy enough. With a few more. Even the vertical speed. Oh my goodness, this is so weird. It's in meters per second. Is it meters per second? Yeah, m/s. Oh my goodness. Just got through a bit of turbulence in there. Downdraft. So I'm not sure how to read that. That's 1 meter per second. How does that translate to feet per minute? Oh my goodness. Let's have a look here. Hide that guy again. Yeah, that's meters per second. So that's 5 meters per second vertical speed. Good morning, adventure. I'm really liking it. Yeah, it's no DC6. So in terms of fidelity, in terms of like the systems, it's no DC6. But it does have all the switches. Well, most of the switches working, just not very strict. So more casual. But yeah, gives you that nice classic vibe for flying casually. And for $15, 15 USD, 1.5, I'd say it's a good deal. Yeah, not bad at all. Okay, Let's level off here, 1800 RPM. What's interesting to me is that the manifold pressure seems awfully low. Maybe it's really that way? If this is the manifold pressure, it feels like I'm in idle at this stage. 0.6 is the same. Like, the only time that goes up is when I go beyond 1800. Maybe that's by design, huh? Maybe that's by design. Let's go ahead and climb here. Still a bit too low. 1 meter per second is around 200 feet per minute. Thank you, Alex. Thank you. Yes, that will help a lot. Okay, so each notch we see in the VSI in here is like 200 feet per minute. Okay, that's good. That's an easy calculation. This times 200. Looking good. Climbing. If we hide this yoke, you should see, there it is, the altimeter. We're close to 2 kilometers now, and yes, that's kilometers, 2 kilometers in altitude, mean sea level. Like I said, everything is in metric. So we are currently at 1,800 meters, 1,900 meters, and then when we get to that zero, we'll be at 2,000 meters above mean sea level. Very interesting stuff. And that translates to what? 6,000 feet? More or less, maybe? Okay, let's go back to 1800 RPM. Are you guys okay with hiding the yoke like this? Or do you want it present like this? It does look cool, but it's... can't see the altimeter. Moo trick. This is the metric version. Oh, you mean the version that we are familiar with, like feet per minute, imperial, hybrid. I'm not sure. There is a retrofitted version. Let's try that, yeah? So let's land this plane. Let's try to land this plane. And we'll hop onto the retrofitted version because I think that's a bit more with modern avionics and whatnot. That might be more flyable to the general public. If you want a GPS system, if you maybe want some modern unit of measure. Let's see. A Tagalog version. A Tagalog version. I would like that. Oh yes. That would be perfect. Tagalog translation. So how far away are we? I have no idea. We will see. Not flying level here, not the most level, but we have a bit more bumpy right now because we're in live weather now. Still not bad. Here we are. Very nice. Bosick right there. Gamer tag right there. Not too shabby. And the engine sounds so different depending on your angle. Oh, we still have landing lights. Or actually, I think taxi lights. Turn that off. Does anyone know where we are? Oh my goodness, a bit bumpy. Yikes. Look at that downdraft. Look at our VSI. Let me turn off the yoke, guys. I think we'll need the yoke off. It's getting a bit bumpy here above the clouds. Lovely. I'm not sure, Adventure. I don't think so. There is this heading hold here, but I haven't been able to make it work. I'm not sure if that's what I think it should do. If that's the heading hold that we're familiar. I might be missing a button or a switch. A servo cutoff or something along those lines. I don't know. But yeah, so far no autopilot for me. I haven't been able to make it work. At least here in this version. Oh, and it has windows that you can open. Even an overhead window. Nice. And if you want to read the fuel, good luck with that. I think that's it. I think it's around that one there, around 3. Also, I think we still have like 25% fuel, maybe something like that. Yeah, pretty nice actually. I like it because sometimes having such high fidelity, such detailed systems, sometimes it's a bit daunting, right? Like the DC-6, you can't just fly it. You have to study the manual, the 300-page manual first. You have to have a lot of assistance. There's a very steep learning curve. Here, we started from 0. We followed the checklist, 1 hour, and we're off. That's starting from 0. Starting from never having flown the plane at all before. So that's not bad. That's a very accommodating learning curve, especially for a plane like this. That's such an old, such a classic setup. So it for me, it just has the right level of complexity, so that you have that right balance between systems and fun. Yeah? If you're not in the mood for hardcore system interaction like the DC-6, this might work for you very well. And you can have, I think, 17 passengers. For those who just joined us, look at this. If we actually look around here, there's the passenger seats. And we can also actually position ourselves there. 1 second. Let me just get ourselves in proper heading here. 1 second. Losing a bit of speed. I think we have some downdrafts in there. So if I do this, if I go down, I go back, we can actually seat ourselves here and look at the detail. There's a bit of flickering in the windows and the shadows, but yeah, that's one of the known bugs, the flickering with the windows when you move your head. There's a landmark there, interesting. Should we check it out? And this looks great, doesn't it? Except for the flickering, sorry about that, guys. But yeah, very cool. It has a VOR, yeah, so we tuned something. We are tuned at 117.45. That's the airport, the VOR at the airport, and there's a needle here that points you towards that VOR. There's also one there. But it basically acts like an NDB, I guess, because it only shows you the direction where that VOR is. You can't really follow a specific radial from it. At least I haven't been able to figure it out. But it's good enough to get some level of navigation, right? Actually, if I sit closer like this might actually be better from a viewpoint standpoint, because if the default is this one, if you look left, you only see steel or metal or whatever material that is. But if you scooch a little bit closer, you look left, maybe a bit more, you actually see the wing. Beautiful 3 engines in all its glory. Yeah, I think I like this actually. Okay, I think the airport should be pretty close, because that's the Rhine. We've got visuals of the Rhine again. That's cool. Let's have a look at little nav map. Let's go through the history lesson later, because we're pretty close to the airport. Lima Foxtrot Sierra Bravo. Okay, so looks like it's a crosswind. No, we have runway 33. Okay, that's perfect. Runway 33. I wonder if it can follow an ILS. This is Basel. Which city is that? Is that in Switzerland? Still. Jakob Park. Okay. And then the airport should be right beyond the Rhine, because we're coming from the east, headed west. So once we pass the Rhine, the airport should be right there. 2 runways, so I'm expecting it should be somewhere here. Yeah, right below the nose. If we look up, maybe we can see it. It should be there, I think, because the Rhine is here and the VOR is pointing that way. So somewhere here. Now we can circle around. some nice clouds, and maybe we can even tour that spot. Have a good day, Grey Dog. Thank you for staying. Enjoy the delivery. Won't get there by itself. Get to work, man. Just kidding. Enjoy. There's the airport. Oh, look at that. We navigated successfully via VOR in this plane. Not bad at all. Hey, Chuck, indeed. Tante you. I just learned that today. The nickname of this plane. Alright, let's start descending. Let's have a look how that works. I don't know how to descend. Is it just basically the same? 500 feet per minute, which is around 2.5 notches, I would say, from here. Okay, so let's basically pull back on the throttle. You can hear the RPM changing. That's also the cool thing about this. It's a bit simpler because there is no RPM lever. Okay, that's around 3 meters per second. We want 2.5. Okay, here we go. So let's cross midfield and then turn left downwind. Runway 33. So runway 33 minus 90 is 240. So that should be the perpendicular. Oh my goodness, look at this view, guys. Apparently, this is a huge city, huh? Let's take a photo while we're descending here. Where are we here? Look at that view. Oh my goodness, what's happening? Look at that view. Beautiful. There's the airport. Huge runway. Oh yeah, I heard that, Chuck. I was looking for the tail number a while ago and saw that. Sad news. Yeah. Back in 2018, was it? What was the cause? Did they finish investigations on that? The Rhine looks so large here now. Lovely how the city just builds itself near the river, right? Makes a lot of sense. You can imagine in the beginning, the settlement started near the river, so there's water. And then as time goes on, that city started growing, and this is what we see now. Beautiful. Okay, continuing our descent. 3 meters per second. 4 meters per second. That might be a bit too abrupt. But we are maintaining our airspeed. Right above the airport now. Let's have a look. There it is. Runway 33 should be that white looking runway. This guy, right? That's a threshold for runway 33. It's a pretty huge runway. Wind should be 330 based on Little Nav map. Can we see a windsock somewhere and confirm that? We might be a bit too high. Not seeing any windsock. Okay. Fine. We'll make it work. Now, how do we land this thing? Maybe I should have done a traffic pattern before I went traveling like this, huh? It's going to be a first landing in a tail dragger. Not very confident about this. CG was too far rearward. CG was too far rearward, so the plane was like that by default. Pilot let the airspeed fall too low. Ah, so it stalled. So because the CG was too far at the back, this is the back, let's say. So if it's heavier here, that means it's a bit like that, was it? A natural tendency to pitch up. So it was more likely to lose airspeed. Thanks, Adventure. We'll see. No promises, but we'll see. Alright, let's see. Descent. How's the approach? Local QNH. That's a good point. What's the QNH here? Should be the similar thing. 1021. Yeah, same. Okay, same QNH. because we are basically in the same area. Fuel tank selector is both. Yeah, we haven't really changed that. What do you mean as required? Set flaps to desired position. I need more guidance than that. Throttle levers idle, directional control maintain, apply, okay. No, that's not helping. But I did see, if we look at the flap setting here, it does say that for landing, you want landung actually 40 degrees. That's full flaps. So yeah, probably we should start setting that up if we slow down here, maybe. 330, 180 is what? 150. So let's go 150. Sorry, here is 150. Okay, we should be on the downwind leg more or less. Let's level off here. Let's bleed off the airspeed. 200 kilometers. Hey, what is that? That looks like a stadium. Alright, let's go and get one notch of flaps. No idea if that worked. We'll see. What's what is the approach speed for this plane? No idea. It's target maybe 100 kilometers per hour. I don't know. Ooh, very big city. Very nice looking city below. I see some pop-ins, but overall it looks great. There's the runway. We're a bit high. Laps 40. Let's see if that works. There we go. Wouldn't descend. This guy doesn't want to descend. Let's push on the yoke, pull back on the throttle even more. Head for the ground and use your judgment. Yes, exactly. The most detailed checklist. Yes. Oh, that's not good. Is the forward slip a thing here? Let's try it. Left rudder, right aileron, fly uncoordinated so we lose more airspeed. There we go. That's more like it. Okay, there it is. That should be good height right there. We are at full flaps now already, but it almost didn't do a dent. This plane wants to fly. And you can't see anything from this view. You can't see the poppy lights, the bars. Maybe you have to land like this. Yeah. There it is, poppy lights. Okay, there we go. Now we can see it. Okay, good. That's just for a moment. Nothing bad, nothing bad. Okay, let's keep it as steady as possible. There's the poppy lights. 2 by 2. It's a very long threshold, huh? For the takeoff. Okay, there it is. Looking good. Leading off speed. Just not sure what speed we stall at, but hopefully we don't need to find out. There's the windsock. Yes, the winds are coming from the north. So that looks good right there. That looks good. Okay, do we need to flare this thing? I have no idea. Are we too fast? I have no idea. Ask me these stuff. Just try and use as much of the runway as we need. Just balance it out. I can feel the ground effect. Let's keep it steady. There we are. Not bad, I'll take it. Up, 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 up. One side of the tire, one side of the wing is lifting off. A little bit of left aileron to balance that out. And as we slow down, the tire at the back should pull down. Yeah, this is what I don't know how to do. Taxiing and tail dragger is so alien to me. Yeah, look at the tail at the back is still lifted. Let's land it down. Oh my goodness, it's so finicky, the taxiing. Slow down maybe. Until we reach the end of the runway. Oh my goodness, thank goodness we had such a long runway here. Lots of room to breathe. I cannot... there we go, that's the back landing gear. Oh yeah, you can't hold the brakes too much because it will tip over. So I could not tap on the brakes so much. Really didn't want to slow down. I guess we were too fast then, huh? Maybe 100 would be a nice approach speed. Good morning, Panda. Just in time. We just landed. Landed in one piece, almost. Okay. Move the flaps up. Actually, you know what? No. Get the flaps back down. I want to see how it looks. Oh, there's the flaps. Okay. Okay, so that's flaps full. Raise the flaps a bit. Raise it one more. Raise it one more. Okay, there he is. Good. How are you doing, Panda? Ooh. Well, glad that worked. Okay, nice. So let's taxi here to the ramp. Let's end part 2 there. And then part 3 will be moving to the retrofitted version. See how that's different versus the standard setting. Spruce Goose. What is a Spruce Goose? Oh my goodness, why is that taxiing like that? Yeah, I definitely need more practice, especially with taxiing these tail draggers. Feels so weird. Feels so weird. The Hughes H4 Hercules. Is that a tail dragger? One of the largest planes ever built. Oh my goodness, really cool. Definitely a lot to learn in the world of aviation. That would sound fun. As soon as you logged on, there was a chance of crash. Yeah, if we did crash, we would have you to blame. Oh, yeah. See? How do you brake with this thing without lifting the tail off? It's so aerodynamic. And it's so hard to turn it. Yeah, definitely needs some practice. But overall, I like it. Very different vibe. Very classic vibe. Look at this when I brake. Brake. Look at the tail is lifting. You cannot brake too hard. Beautiful. Oh my goodness. Okay, how do we shut it down? It's a seaplane. Oh wow. That kind of fits, right? Kind of fits with the theme. With the name. 1 second, we're still moving. Parking brake. Elevator trim. 2 degrees up. Okay, just cleaning up here. Parking brake is set, throttles are idle, mixture. Yeah, let's learn how to shut this thing down. So we basically cut off engines 2 and 3. There we go. Should have engine 1 still working. Yes, we do. Ignition. Which one's the ignition again? Oh, these guys, the magneto, you mean. Yeah, turning off the magneto. Okay. Okay, and oil flow, fuel supply is off. Yeah, these guys. Good. And then engine 1. Oh, there we go. Not bad at all. Nice. Okay, let's go and test out the retrofitted version.